Now, chances are you didn't stumble upon this channel by mere circumstance. Well, maybe you did. Maybe luck. Who knows? Anyhow, hey guys, welcome. I'm John. This is Potter County Patina. Hey, in this video, we're going to take this Th400 TransGo kit and we're going to install it into Whiskey Dent, an old beat up truck that I've been building on for a little bit. And I'm not sure that I ran it entirely too low on fluid, but it was making some noises and wasn't shifting real firm. And just did a cam swap in it and a bunch of other stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, square body Chevrolets, bagged stuff, that sort of thing, go check out some other videos. If you're not here for that and you're just here to see how I do this, do stick around and hopefully we'll learn something together. As I said, I will put the video that I use for reference in the shop stuff on my playlists, and you can go from there, just like I did. But anyhow, welcome to the channel, guys. Man, let's get right into this. I don't want to waste your time. Your time is just as valuable as mine, and we got stuff to do and very little time to do it in. This is something I've never done before, so on one hand, I'm kind of apprehensive. On the second hand, I'm too stubborn to quit. So if that's how you prefer to do things and you want to do it 2 or 3 times, I'm a pretty good guy for that. So stick around. Let's jump right into it and dig it. Welcome to Potter County Patina. Let's get some tools out. Guys, let's jump into this. So what we've got going on, we've got a Th400. It came out of a motorhome and everybody's saying that I've got planetaries in there that are straight cut and that's the noise I'm hearing. I don't think so. It sounds like it's coming from the front pump and it seems loud. So I've been on a few forums, checked a few things, but anyhow, in the meantime, from the last video, if you're just now catching up, I went to drive it, couldn't pick up second gear, okay? Never had any transmission troubles other than it was a really soft shift. Now, I was leaking some fluid, so I went ahead and put about probably 1.5 quarts in there on the last ride. Still not doing great. So even when I shift it manually, I'm not picking it up. So I'm in more forums and a lot of guys are saying, hey, if you have the O-ring on your pickup tube, if it's cracked or anything, if they set for long and you start it, set, they crack, okay, I get it, that it sucks up air and that's what's in there. Could be. And the other guys are saying, hey, filters, when the filters are plugged up, it's starving. So that's where a whine comes from. It's not that it damages your pump at this point, and it's not like I'm on a road and I got to get 60 miles with it. I keep this in the neighborhood and on my side of town for the most part, so it's usually short distances. But anyhow, this video, guys, I'm going to attempt to put a shift kit, which I've never done, in a Th400. So if it's something you're interested in, stick around. I'm going to bring you in and let's do this Potter County style. I've got you guys under here with me, and I've turned this bolt right here. I can see light through it. I can see from right here, maybe a part of the bolt thread. So I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna make sure that they're tight, because I'm pretty certain that's what I heard. Yeah, this one is the stripped one. And this one I can, like I said, I can physically see a gap in it where the others are sticking out. So I'm gonna get a Sharpie. I'm gonna put it on this one. We're gonna get started on this transmission pan. And when I drop the starter to do those 2 plugs, I'll see if I can tap that out and put a new bolt in it. I am not willing to shell out the money right now for a new torque converter. So let me get a Sharpie and let's jump on this pan. So right off the bat, guys, what you just seen, I dropped that. And did you see how that filter was cockeyed? I don't think it is supposed to be cockeyed. Now, if this whole filter assembly and everything was submerged to the bottom of this fill tube, you know, like it's up in here and the filter's here, and it has a leak right here, it would still pick up fluid. Now, the top O-ring, you just seen me dig it out of there, okay? It has a flat spot on the inside, like, okay, maybe, but guys, this thing's still very elasticy. It still wiggles. It's not crunchy. So, don't know about that as far as the wine goes. So, that's that. I'm gonna let this drip for just a few, and we're gonna go ahead and start taking this out. And I wanna clean up my mess, cause man, there was more in there than I thought there was gonna be. Hey, hold on though, while you're here, and we're talking about this, let me pull this filter out and get this pan set up. Now, if you guys can see this, man, this fluid is super clean, okay? Now, let's go back to when I first got this transmission, about a year and a few months ago. Anyhow, I do remember it not having a dipstick in it, and I did get as much out as I could and just put fresh fluid in it. So, the good news is the fresh fluid within about, let's say a couple 100 miles, isn't burnt up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pour that pretty ass fluid out, and let's check the glitter. Let's check the glitter content, see if we can get some sparkles. So this is kind of what I figured here. I'm up under the light so you guys can see this. Let's get into this. Oh, it's gritty. Oh, it's real gritty. I can pull pieces out of that. Let me get this big chunk to the top. Dang, okay. Actually, all in all, so we're gonna say this is to be expected. I'm gonna get some brake clean and clean that out. But yeah, we've got glitter. Do I want to get into a transmission rebuild right now? Heck no. So I'm gonna brake clean this out, get this gasket off. That's still dripping over there, so we're gonna let that do what it's gonna do. I'm gonna bust out our workstation, which is gonna be around the corner where that carburetor is, and that's where we're gonna rebuild the transmission because I have good light. Or, excuse me, we ain't rebuilding no damn transmission. Did that once, 4 times. We're gonna set up our workstation. Let's get this light on, and I'm gonna get you guys situated. So I bet at this point you guys are going, oh, he's confident as shit. Guys, I've never done this before in my life. However, if we never pursue anything, we're never gonna get any better. You know what I mean? So it's like, could I take it to a shop? Absolutely. And pay for it. So my thinking is if I do it and I don't get it right, then I can take it to a shop. But for the most part, the directions are very specific. There's a lot of really good tutorials. I don't see why I should have any trouble. However, if you're scared, get a dog. And none of these are real tight. This is all pretty standard, I guess. And I did fill up that other pan just to see how much fluid it would hold, and it holds like 6. So it doesn't hold a tremendous amount. And I was thinking by looking at it, I was like, oh, it certainly should hold 7. So I've got 7 in my evacuator, so I'm assuming that everybody's saying you should be able to evacuate 9 out of there. I'm assuming that I'm still 2 quarts low. So when I go to put it all back in there, that's what I'll do, is jump in there with that and try to get all of those out. So, or excuse me, get all of those in. I'll go ahead and try to make sure I have another extra too. You guys keep a drain pan under here. This stuff leaks, especially when I start getting these accumulators off. They should just spring out. So at this point, there's another one. And there was 3 of one and 6 of the other, if I remember correct. There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one more in there, and I've got the 3. Oh, there it is down here on the ground. All right. So now we should be able to take what they call these Z-bolts for whatever reason. I don't know what the difference is other than they look like they're 1/2 inch. Okay, I've seen that start moving. Okay. The guys that are doing this, they're saying take these off. The valve body, there's these 2 bolts back here on this, what is it, shift solenoid. So we're just gonna loosen this up, okay? It's gonna start dripping into my mouth. Got our pan situated. We're catching all the oils. I'm gonna let that run for just a second. So I've got those 2 bolts, that other Z bolt, and then this should just drop out, okay? It looks like if I was to take that Z bolt off, the separating plate stays up. Is that correct? I don't quite remember. Haven't watched the video in 3 days. But I think that's what it was. The valve body itself comes off, but the plate stays on until you take that solenoid off. Am I right on that? You guys know? Okay, we've got enough dripping out. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, our governor tubes are still stuck in the back. Okay, gotta get those off. Let me switch hands. Try to do this without making a huge mess. Oh, never done this, guys. Like I said, if you're scared, oh, get a dog. That went everywhere. Oh yeah, there's our gasket and our plate. Now our balls, our bearings, are gonna be on top of this plate. I think I have a gasket surface right here. Let me put this in the pan. I think I have a gasket surface right there. So I'm gonna clean this off. We're just gonna take a little look-see here. And our bearings are gonna be sitting on top of there. I've got to get this off to drop that out, okay? At this point, we can get those, the bearings don't matter. We've got a list that's gonna tell us where to put those back at, okay? You know what's crazy is I did this on my last AMG. We had a Mercedes, a sedan. And I did this on her car. Out of absolute necessity. I had to. We had a bad valve body on it. Yeah, there's all my check balls. Guys, so far I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm gonna lay that right there, okay? Let me clean my hands up. I've got to get those 2 bolts that I just pulled out and put them in my little pan over here. I'm trying to keep everything separate there. Okay. Whew. Let me get my solenoid out of there. And my other pan bolt. So that's a gasket sitting on there. Am I correct? Yes. So we can pull this off. And there's our worm path, our worm trace. What do they call that? The How did that go? Like so. Man, that's cool. Okay. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna let it sit here and just drip into there. Let's move this to the bench. Oh, wait. We still gotta pull parts off. We've gotta get this, what do they call it? It's an accumulator. We gotta get that off there. And this comes out, so we just pull that out. We're replacing this, okay? This is first and second actuator, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. Okay. Let me buzz these off. And we're gonna jump right into that. It's a 1/2 inch. Oh, still got some gasket material. Got to make sure we get all that shit off there. This is going to have a ton of fluid in it too. These are pretty tight. One more. Man, that fluid looks so good. It doesn't smell burnt. Nothing. Great news, man. Great news. Okay, now I think we just take this over there and rebuild it. Let me get a towel, clean this up. I'll meet you guys at the workbench pronto. All right, guys, so I got this over here. Let me dig in here and get me a couple of cleaner towels. By cleaner, I mean not all soaked. So we know that we can get rid of this old gasket, okay? Our other gasket is sitting over here with the bearings on it still on the old plate. We're not using that. And this comes with all bearings, everything, guys. So, according to all my calculations, let me take this off. It's hot in here. Our governor tubes just pull out of there. So we're gonna get rid of those so that we have more room to work. Let me set one of these down that's not quite so dirty. And this is our shift actuator. We can pull that out. Okay. Looks like this has already been changed. These are usually plastic. However, this one does not have the Hey, so this is crazy. The 1-2 shift valve, I just pulled that out, and this was hard in there. Like, I was like, well, why ain't it coming out? It had no spring to it. Like, it was stuck. That may have been what we were feeling a while ago on that last video. Okay, so install the new shift valve that fits your body. Let's see. Anyway, I'll bring you guys along. I just wanted to mention that because I was sitting there trying to figure out how it's supposed to come out. And as soon as I collapsed it, it goes, pow, and then started working again. It's not like I was jamming on that or doing anything to it. And I don't know what this is, but there's a little score going down this. You can see a line. So, don't know about that. Okay, so it looks like this is the shift valve that fits. Okay, this one's a little small. Okay. Install new shift valve, install small plug with hammer. Knock 2 or 3 pins straight down out of the valve body. Oh, I'll put you guys back in a time lapse. All right. Man, I hate that I just did that to you guys. I'm sorry about that. Apparently, I don't know how to work a camera or keep batteries charged up. I had no idea that it was even in that mode. So, I did get the transmission shift kit done. Wasn't too bad at all. Going by the directions, I think I got it all back up in there the way it was supposed to go. And I'll find out shortly. Let me show you around the shop right quick, because this got messy. So that's the third one that's soaked. Big, huge puddles everywhere. This happened as I was trying to fill it back up. I thought, you know, my sucker 2000 was a pusher too. Apparently not. By the time the day ended, I did get it to put the fluid back in there. And I've got about 1 extra quart in there right now. I'm going to put some more in a bit. Nix! She's learning, guys. She's learning. That older gasket, plumb shot. Like, it's, it came off in one piece, which is kind of good, but plumb shot. I'm going to get a few things cleaned up, guys. We need to slide under there and take a look at that torque converter bolt that's loose. And it's a metric thread. I jumped on their website, and they come with a 3/8, what is it, 3/8 by 16, whatever the, you know, the standard 3/8 bolt is. So not sure about that. When I got that with the transmission from a buddy, and it had those bolts in there already. So, okay, I get it. I'm going to see if I can tap that out, or maybe get a different, I'm going to see how I can fix that torque converter without having to pull this thing apart and to keep it from making that noise. So, like I said, sorry about that little transmission, guys. I was wanting to make a real cool video out of that and do it as a how-to, just because they get more views. Anyhow, it didn't work out as usual, so we will go with it from there. I'm going to get you guys repositioned. I'm going to jump under here. I'm going to grab a light and a few hand tools, and let's take a look at this torque converter. We're going to go ahead and drop this starter out of there, guys. That's going to be the first thing, and I got to change out those 2 plugs. So let's get started on this. Today's a pretty nice day outside. It just feels so cool. Like, it feels warm until the wind gets on you. There's that. There's my shims. Let me get these off there, guys. What'd I do with that end wrench? Don't tell me I didn't even bring one under here. Yeah. That wasn't gonna come off. That's for dang sure. There we go. Man, I'm hoping I can figure this out, because I do not want to have to drop that transmission. If I do that, I would rather pull the engine and the transmission out as one, and go ahead and look at swapping this cam back out with something different. And if I do that, I'm going to want to go through the heads and get the springs. Don't walk off. Where are you? I see where it fell, guys. Don't you worry. Oh, all right. Starter's off there. That's the good news about these ratchets. Make stuff fast. All right. I am going to bring you guys in a little closer, a little different view. I got to bring a light under here. And let's get into this torque converter. Dang it. Go ahead and pull this up a little bit where we can get to it. All right, so, and I've got an arrow on that one. I know that this one is one that just spins. So let's see. Yeah, I felt it just give out right there. What I'm hoping is that we just have too small of a stud in there and it's not letting it pull through. But like I said, that's hopeful thinking, and I think I know better. I'm just trying to prepare myself mentally for this. Oh yeah. Man, I tell you what, I got that new pan gasket on. There ain't a drip one outside these bolt holes, nothing. Usually that thing is soaked down on that transmission. I'm so glad I did that. I did, while it was off, go ahead and check the depth of the dipstick, and it was correct. And like I said earlier, everybody's saying you should have 9 quarts in a deep pan if you were to drain it out. And with me having 7, I think I'm too low. I put 1 extra in. Yeah, see, these threads still look good. It don't have a bunch of, okay. Oh, that's dirt. It don't have a ton of shit on there. I'm gonna see if I've got a different thread, something with a little more beef that's gonna lock in there. I'll be right back with you guys. So you guys are gonna get a different view from what most people get. And welcome to my parts room. Most of you guys don't get to see this, kind of for a reason. It's like looking into someone's underwear drawer. There's just a bunch of personal shit in here, and that's it. That's really it. And it's usually a mess. It's not too bad right now, but anyhow, I got bolt bins in here, guys. I usually keep my metrics right here in these 3, and I remember I have some different torque converter bolts that were red, so just right there. So right off the bat, I'm looking for those. That's a torque converter bolt, but it's metric. This is a different style torque converter bolt, but it's standard. Metric, fine thread, standard, deep thread. Let me see if this is gonna go work. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna thumb it in, you know. Right, that helps. Yes. Excuse me, this one just went right in and out. Didn't even try to grab. You could feel the teeth on it, so we're gonna bump it up a size. Okay, 3/8, 7/16. Okay. I know this one's gonna be a little long. However, we're gonna see if this will go in there. So I'm gonna take this 7/16 one with me. Here's some more of my metric stuff. I'll take this 7/16 that's metric. No, that's 1/2 inch. Yeah, that's 1/2 inch. Hold on. I know that ain't gonna go. There's not a 7/16 in metric. I don't know how they do that size. Metric. I don't know. Anywho's, I'm gonna dig through here a little bit more. I'll be right back with you guys. I found a different set of torque converter bolts, and they're the big ones. So I found 2 of those. Can't find the 3rd one. However, if I have 1, then I can go match it up. You dig? Then let's go see if we can make this work. This long one is the same as this, so I'm gonna take this in case I need more finger room, and then I still have that one from just a second ago. Let's go see what we can do. Well, this is going better than I expected. So, I'll tell you the tap size here in just a second, but it's going right in there and cutting out shit. I can see little pieces falling, so that's good. Not much room to work. However, as long as it's cutting it, then we should be good. And I'm probably gonna regret even saying that. I'll bring you guys back in a second. This is going pretty damn good. Let me see how far I got back here. Oh, I'm nearly there. I'm gonna bottom this out so I know I'm on the fat part of that thread. And if this don't work, then I'm gonna shim down a nut and tuck it in the back of this. Now this has, it's like a horseshoe shape, so you can't just stick one on there, you know what I mean? However, there is a small gap that's in there, so if I had a thin one, I could trim down the sides and it would lock itself in. So that may be what I have to do. And if I do this one and it works well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it and jump on the other one. So I wanna make sure that this is good. So, all right. This is a, let's see what size. Don't have my glasses on. M10 by 1.6. All right, let me get my nut, my M10 nut. Longer than the torque converter bolt. However, let's see. Oh, she's going in like a champ. So, let me bottom this out and I'll see what I have to take off. I'll bring you guys back. Awesome. Holy smoke, guys. That worked really, really well. So I'm gonna spin this over, check the others. But that went in with no trouble whatsoever. Just made the hole a little bigger on a different metric pitch to a bolt that I did have. And with this starter removed, I got right in there. Wasn't no trouble whatsoever. That was dope. Let me check these now. And all of these, oh, I remember having one that I was like, yeah. But if we gotta do it, we need to do it now. That one's fine. Good. Good, man. It's coming together. This is all that little stuff, guys. It takes forever. And it's not fun. This is 90% of building something is all of this. Or you can buy it if you got that kind of money. But it just ain't as cool. You get no street cred for that. Guys, such good news. Now, let me show you them two plugs. Oh, this is gonna, oh, this ain't too bad, just like the other side. I can get in there relatively easy from right here. Perfect. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get the light out of your face. All right, you see these two plugs right there? Yep, gotta get to them. And I got a little socket that a buddy made me that gets into them. I'd like to have it flat on two ends, or you could put a wrench on it, but I just stick it up in there, grab it with the channel locks, and it comes right out. So let me get you guys set up, and let's do plug 6 and 8. GoPro, stop recording. Guys, this one wasn't even tight. Number 6. Which, this is extremely hard to get to. And I know he didn't do this in first place. I mean, he put the new plugs on because I was there, and this isn't the plug that was on there, but they didn't get tight. Let me grab the other two right quick. Oh, I already did. They're down here with me. So, that's number 6. I'm gonna set it up over there. Then I'll show you what we're working with. All right, let me get this one back in there. Yeah, this is just awkward. However, way easier from the bottom on this header setup. Let me see. There we go. We're in there. We'll get it all done finger tight. And it's hard to tighten these while they're under there. I'll show y'all how I did this here in just a second. Let me get that as tight as I can with my finger. So that little cutout socket, I just take it and tuck it up in there behind the header and then come from the top and use that slot in there to get it around the plug, because without that slot you would not be able to do this. So this is a socket I'll keep in my truck. All right, and then it just tucks up in there. So let me show you what, yeah, you guys can see it. There you go. Then I just take my channel locks. Excuse me, my wife is sick and I don't feel just too much better this week either. Okay. I seen that kind of tighten. give it all that we can get with that. There we go. And then here comes the tool. Set on top of the light. Perfect. All right, let me stick that boot back on. That wasn't bad at all. Let me get number 8 done. I'm gonna bring you guys back around. All right, guys, before I start this up, I wanna check and see where my fluid level is in there. As in setting there and not running. And then I'm gonna check it again and see if there's a way I can gauge how much fluid this pulls in. If that makes any sense, once it's running. And these little deals, as far as what they are, these low car shifters, or these low car dipsticks, they're excellent. However, man, it takes forever to fill up. So, right there, I'm that far up into the tube. I'm 3 inches up into the tube. Okay? Well, three and a quarter, something like that. So anyhow, I am going to now start it and see where it goes while it's running and see how much is pulling in. So I got the starter back on too, guys. Got the starter on, got all that stuff buttoned up. Let me find a better place for this where it's not gonna fall in the engine and get chunked across the shop. All right, so hold your horses. Let me hook up the battery. Let's bust this off and see if that transmission's got any movement to it, or any more movement. You know, I don't know if you guys, before I start this, let me say this while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if you guys watched that last video, but it acted like it was having a hard time shift. So in the first of this video, when I was showing you that deal and it was stuck, and then I pulled on it and, you know, kind of had to bang on it, bam, bam, and then it goes, that was the first second shift valve up inside the throttle body, or the valve body. So once I got all that done, I cleaned all that out real well, you know what I mean? So maybe that was something. So it's always shifted. It just didn't have much punch. It didn't have like, whoop, you know what I mean? Once it hit, and I like that. So I put it in there. I didn't go like full race or nothing like that. I did it for like heavy truck, motorhome, street car, street rod. You know, they have it sectioned out in like stage 1, 2, stage 3. And you just go by those directions and it tells you which ones to do. Really kind of a simple deal once you've done it once. I'd like to do another one. But anyway, I wanted to mention that. It's always shifted. In that last video, it acted like it was just having a hard time. But I do believe that I had this transmission pretty low on fluid. Now, that noise that we hear, that transmission squillings that sound like a Pro Charger, that's what I don't like. Okay, because it's loud. You guys notice right at first it didn't squill? That's awesome. Let me check my fluid level right quick. See if it just pushed a bunch of it or sucked a bunch of it in and then ran dry again. Yes, it did. So, let me put more in here right quick, guys. I'm gonna bring y'all back. Okay, guys, I got about a half a quart in there. I'm gonna do it that way and kind of measure it out instead of just overfilling it right off the bat like I usually would. judging by how long it took, guys, for it to go into gear, which made my heart drop considering I just had that transmission valve body apart. Whew! Once it went into gear, I felt better about everything. Let me go ahead and give her some more to drink. This is such great news. So I've ran it through all the gears in my second to first, or my first gear, you know, all the way back. That one, it's going smoothly in and out of there now. Before, like it would, but it didn't feel right. So I think I got the adjustment on the shift cable right. And as of right now, guys, this is in park. It's not howling anymore. How good is that? So, don't know about that. There is still a little tick that I can hear. Now, once the lifters get oiled up and going, kind of goes away. I still want to check that just to make sure. But guys, it's sitting here idling in park and it's not squealing. So, I'm gonna keep you guys here. I'm gonna go through and run the gears, rev it up a little bit just so we can keep doing what we're doing. But guys, I think I may have got it. Sure, yeah, guys. Man, that's a good feeling. So, I know you heard it when I revved it up. It whines a little. I'm gonna go ahead and put probably another half a quart in there and just kind of watch it. Now, at this point, I can fine tune it, and it's showing that it's full on the dipstick. However, yeah, okay, we get that. So, I'm gonna put a little more fluid in there, guys, and we need to take this thing for a rip and see if that was it. I need to check my fuel and see how much fuel I have. I still haven't put that wire on back onto the fuel sending unit. So, let me see what I can do about that. I need to figure out a way where I can get you guys set up. We're gonna go for a cruise right quick. I'm letting the air up. Cool, just turned off. As you're sitting here, you can hear that clatter. Listen real well. So, I'll jump into that next. I think I'm just gonna undo all of them, pull the push rods, check everything, bore or look inside there, that sort of thing, because I don't want to have to get into lifters. If I do, then I'm gonna go ahead and just get a different intake, something with more plenum volume, and do it that way. But guys, let's go for a cruise. It went into park, no trouble. And went into drive, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, you barely touch it. And we got all these neighborhood boys out here playing football. That's brakes. I don't have much gas, but let's do cruise a little bit. See if it hits second gear. Didn't feel like it wanted to catch. After I drive this like this for just a second, I'm gonna go ahead and go put a little more fluid in it. I can't get buck nasty or crazy. We're still on a Christmas vacation and a lot of people are home. I'll do some hood rat shit whenever they're at work, but yeah, it acts like it's low on fluid. It's getting right there and then just slowly going in about the time I have to let off. So let's say another quart. Another quart should do it. I'm gonna do it in manual. Let's see how this treats us. Remember, it just started doing that right before I put that kit in. I may just be that low on fluid. I know that whining has gotten better. Trying to see if it picks up in third. Woo. Thing moves. I can still hear those lifters. We're nearly there, guys. I think a little bit more tweaking, another little hour. Something like that, a little more fluid. See, it tries to pick it up, and then as soon as it does, it drops it right back out. I bet it's a fluid issue. If you guys can hear that, I have it in third now. There's second. I didn't feel it. Yeah, see, it's not trying to go in. It just went into second there. One more. There we go. That didn't work out whatsoever. Let me coast into where the lift is. Bam! Guys, sure runs better. It's getting quieter. We're still not there, but a victory is a victory. Guys, this video was an absolute win. Well, the content that you just seen, the little transmission deal, let me apologize for that. Apparently when you say certain words, GoPro picks them up, and I'm not going to say them because it'll shut it off. Figured that out, and I knew that it would stop recording, but there's certain key words that I was doing everything in an off sequence. So I'm learning, guys. We'll get there. Dixie's doing real good. She's been in here the whole time. She's not even barking at you guys, which I'm very proud of her for that. Oh, Ditzer. And guys, complete win. Transmission and engine sounds a little better. I went and put some new plug wires on there. It's running much better. If I do got to get into the engine, then I'm going to look for the Vortex style stuff, some roller stuff. We have a balanced bottom end in this. We know it is a stroker. I'm thinking Vortex heads, roller cam, more plenum intake, or more intake plenum volume. It's got a brand new carburetor on there, man. This thing should do just fine. So that's kind of my plans, and we'll just have the transmission rebuilt. I don't know that that's something that I want to get into, and right now I can't spend money. This is my off season, guys. Anyhow, long story short, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I really, really do. If you found any humor in this, any value to it, if you liked it, if it helped you out, or if it was just fun to watch, man, send a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm a lot. And I certainly appreciate all the comments. And if you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. And I try not to mention it and feel compelled. If you feel compelled, playa. So that's it, man. You guys do awesome stuff, man. Just go build it and help your neighbor. And that's it, man. Peace. Cheers. And I'm out.